Welcome to another episode of Getting Fat with Caleb and Joe. I am Caleb.
And I am Joe.
And today, Joe has prepared a special surprise for all of us.
I was like, I have an idea. And I don't even know if you're going to go for this idea, but it doesn't matter. Caleb, did you lose any weight this week?
No, I gained a little bit.
What'd you gain?
I think it's like almost 3 pounds.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so I gained, according to this thing, I gained 8.2 pounds or something like that. Or 7.8 pounds, excuse me. Other way around with the decimal.
Yeah.
So I'm now at 249.4. However, I think at least 2 pounds of that is just food that's inside of me right now.
Yeah, did you have some...
I gorged myself last night on Chinese food. And I woke up with fat Prego belly this morning. And so like my shirt doesn't go down to my thighs, my pants. Mm-hmm. There's like an overhang. Like a fat man, your shirt's too small for you overhang. So yeah, I gained a lot of mass last night in the stomach region due to Chin's Noodle House. If you're ever in Orem, they're good cheap Chinese food.
And they're right over there.
They're right over there, and that's an inside joke. Way to go.
Well, like 2 people might be able to get it, so it's fine.
Yeah, it would be if Cameron or Caleb or Dylan, our friends, 2 of which have been on our other podcast, got on and listened to this show, which they won't.
Maybe they listen religiously. They just don't want it to get to our heads, so they don't tell us.
Yeah, they're just huge fans.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
They just don't know. They just don't want to be those kind of fans that freak you out, even though they're our friends. So it wouldn't really be like that.
Since you got on iTunes, I've just fell in love with you.
Yeah.
It's like you've known me for years. What?
I wake up and Caleb's just standing over me all the time. Something touches my face. So like pudgy little soft hand. Dude, it's back up.
Well, I have some pudgy little hands as of this morning.
Yeah.
So I'm at 249.4. You wrote down here you're at 208.2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good stuff.
So this is my idea. And you got to tell me if you'll go for this one now. I estimated that I was, this morning before we actually did our weigh-ins, I estimated that I'm 13% fatter than you are.
Okay.
Or 13, I weigh 13% more, but I'm going to double check this here right now. So I'm at 249.4. Divide that by 208.2. Okay, so it's 1.197. So I'm 20% more than you. It's a little different than what I had this morning. Okay, so this is my idea. And you're going to tell me yes or no on this one. And we'll talk about it. My idea this morning when I woke up was that because I weigh more than you, I'm going to probably lose it easier. And since I weigh 20% more than you, I would lose 20% more fat. Assuming that everything is mathematical in that department, which it's not, and I recognize that. But given that handicap, for every pound you lose each week, I give you $1. Or excuse me, I give you $1.20 to make up for that handicap. And every pound I lose, you give me $1. Does that make sense? And then we readjust the percentages at the end of each week. Assuming there's some change. Okay. How do you feel about that? So basically, whoever loses would end up, giving the difference.
I feel like that would motivate me to not, to second guess myself when I'm standing in line to get a double bacon burger and a large fry. And be like, oh God, I have to lose.
So, I mean, we can pump up the numbers. Certainly for every pound, $10. I mean, that would be sick. But that would motivate.
Yeah, especially because it would be 12 at that point.
Yeah, I would give you 12 for every pound you lose. You'd give me 10 for every pound I lose.
I'll just just eat one protein shake a day. And I lost 20 pounds.
Anyway, I was thinking we could make it a game that way. Also, betting, which is illegal here in Utah.
It's true. Breaking the law.
Breaking the law.
Yeah. Dang, dang.
Schweiss? Yay, nay?
Yeah, we could do that. That would at
that?
least hold us somewhat accountable for this podcast.
Okay,
and
what's
our
the date
livelihood?
this week? It's like 12, or not 12.
3:14 right
Can't
now.
read that from here. 3:14? Is that Pi Day today?
Yeah, it would be.
Okay.
Dude, we've had 2 Friday the 13ths in a row. And there's another one in November.
It's no wonder I was feeling so shitty yesterday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's weird.
That I was feeling shitty?
No, the double down on the Friday the 13th. I wonder how often that happens.
I don't know. Anything bad happen yesterday?
Not really.
No. I guess we didn't go out into the woods or anything.
Oh, I did end up staying at work for hours longer than I should have because of someone else.
Oh?
Yeah, I volunteered to stay to help out, and then I got stuck because of that, because of a moron. And since we don't go into detail on what we do, that's all I'm going to say. But I was not happy.
We're male dancers, yes.
Yeah.
Not with these kind of bodies, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah, you like that.
Well, I don't know, for the last 3 weeks, every Friday I get super depressed. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's been like clockwork, though. I felt my life was ending on Friday every time, and it probably shouldn't feel that way.
No, I mean, especially because it's the weekend now.
Right. It's the weekend, but,
It's time for life to begin.
Sure. Sure. I moved out of my old apartment and into my new apartment this week with Cody and his girlfriend, allegedly.
Yeah, she hasn't been confirmed.
She hasn't been confirmed. Okay, I'll talk about that in 1 second. And so I took a day off of work, but with that, I owe Cody so much money right now. I think it's like $360 for rent, which will be due in the next few days. Plus, I owe him $500 ish for the deposit.
How much was the deposit?
Place, which he just paid for, and he's like, "Look, you can just pay me back." And then I'm buying his video games from him. That's another $250.
His video games?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What ones?
His Xbox 360.
Oh, okay. I thought he was selling his old PS3 stuff. I'm like,
No,
screw you.
I want his Xbox 360 stuff because I want to get some Halo parties going, which you've been invited to one. So, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. It's just, how much money is that? $300. That's almost $1,000 I owe him. I owe him about $950.
It's a lot.
Yeah, and I took a day off of work, and just that day that I took off of work, for nothing, by the way. By the time I got to that day, I was like, I already, I've done everything. I moved in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I moved in faster than I thought I would. I think I wanted to give myself that extra day, but I didn't need it. And so I just took it off for no reason, and I just felt like a slob.
Yeah.
And so yesterday, when I also didn't have work, I kept feeling like a slob. And I only got, I've been writing 30 pages, handwritten pages. They turn into 15 pages. I've been writing that every day that I get off. And yesterday, I only wrote 10. And I slept in, and it was just atrocious. And I just felt like I didn't get what I wanted to done that week or this week. So I just felt terrible yesterday.
So hence the chens.
I think that's part of it. I think it was the depressive eating kind of thing, when you just don't feel right and you eat. But I had my diet off all week. It was bad, and that's obviously why I've gained probably around in when all is said and done, I probably gained around 6 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think much of that poundage is from last night.
Yeah, it's impressive how much you can eat.
Yeah.
And then after you're like, oh wow, that was like 3 pounds. Like when we went to the Heart Attack Grill.
Yeah,
when
but
I
you
came
ate
outside.
more than
I came outside and I had 4 pounds more inside me than when I went in.
Yeah.
That was disgusting.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that's part of it, but during this move out, I was like, screw my diet because there's just too much going on. Cody has a lot of food.
Yeah.
I didn't buy anything. I still owe Cody a crap ton of money, so I still didn't want to go buy anything. Because on Atkins, I have to go buy meat all the time.
Yeah, meat and eggs.
Yeah, meat and eggs. And I had like just barely gotten to the last of my, I don't know, multi-pack of dozen eggs. I can't remember how many eggs I had, but it was a lot. And I got to the end of that right before we moved. So I think I got like a half a bag of bacon in there right now.
You should come to Costco with me and get like the 60-pack.
That's a good
Something like
idea,
that.
Actually.
If you eat that much eggs.
The bulk buying is something I have not tried yet.
Well, it's especially easy if you bulk buy popular things like that and bacon. I would imagine you could probably get a decent deal on. So you can just have like this section of the fridge that's pure egg and bacon.
That's what I had before.
Yeah,
but not Costco size though. I'll admit.
I think they're like, it's got to be at least 60 or 80 eggs in one of those things. It's
That's
like $8 or $9 maybe.
That's a good amount. That's like a week.
Yeah, God, it's so much. I love eggs, but I'm so lazy. And I never give myself enough time. I give myself like half an hour in the morning.
That's enough time to cook an egg.
Yeah,
it takes like 10 minutes. Maybe
I'm just lazy.
You got the electric stove, so it takes a little longer, but...
Yeah, I guess I could. I mean, it probably takes about as long as making oatmeal. I made that for a long time.
Yeah, but you don't have to do the Atkins things.
No, I don't. I just love
eggs. It's an easier diet for me than anything else. But obviously, I didn't even stick to that this week. I just said F it, and I drank sodas too, and I can't believe I gained so much according to your bullshit scale. Admittedly.
Yeah.
Your scale is not very accurate. I should probably grab the one that we had in the other apartment. I'm not even sure if Cody grabbed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got like 2 more days before someone moves in. I got that podcast equipment coming in tomorrow? No, Monday. And I have the podcast equipment I said I bought 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put it on my cart and I never bought it.
Oh, nice.
But I did buy it. Just barely. I got that coming in on Monday.
Because of the game.
Yeah, the Type 0 charge went through and I was like, I just told everybody I bought and whatever.
It's a good thing I'm taking money from the show.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, Type 0. Yeah, that's coming on Tuesday also, so I have to like go over there and grab my stuff.
Dude, I have like a $150 gift card coming there. I'm hoping I get that.
We still have the mail key.
Oh, that's true. You do.
Yeah.
You could just like forget to give it to him until we get all our important stuff. I'd be like, oh yeah, by the way, here's your mail key.
Oh, on that note, we moved into a new neighborhood in Orem, or part of Vineyard. Vineyard's a tiny town that's like right next to Orem. It's basically Orem. It's been engulfed. But I live technically in Vineyard right now. But the address, Netflix won't recognize it. So I can't do my DVDs yet.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So I had to cancel my DVD subscription to Netflix.
You could have sent them to my place or something.
No.
It's kind of a little ways, though.
Yeah, I'm paying $20, and I don't want to pay $20 and have to go pick it up from someone else.
That's true.
I'm paying $20 to do the 3 DVDs at a time plus Blu-ray. So whenever a movie is on Blu-ray, I get the Blu-ray instead.
So like never, because you only get old movies for the most part, stuff that's kind of harder to get a hold of.
Not really. That's not necessarily true. A lot of old stuff has been converted to Blu-ray. So
have you gotten a Blu-ray yet?
No. I had like 3 more, and then there was some movie on Blu-ray. I can't remember what it was.
Damn.
Yeah. So I'm not too happy about that. The Netflix selection on the DVDs is amazing. The Netflix selection on their digital service is not as good as it used to be.
No, there used to be a lot of really good movies.
Yeah, now
on
it's
there.
like all TV. I'm thinking I should maybe switch over to Hulu where they have like the entire Criterion collection.
Yeah, or just get really into TV shows. But then you can't conquer the list.
No, I can't conquer the list, and I can't conquer the 365 movies in 365 days that I'm doing.
Yeah, that's true.
Which I'm 13 days behind or something like that as far as movies go. So like I have 60. I think I have exactly 60 movies, and I think I should have like 73 or 74.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's a lot of...
Oh, it's 75 I should have. So maybe I'm about 14. I think I might have 261 or 61, excuse me, movies.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I swear before with Netflix you would be able to add something to your queue and it would stay. Was that right?
No.
Okay, I thought that's
no.
what
If you added something
did.
to your queue and then they got rid of the show or something, it would just disappear.
Oh, damn, that would be so awesome.
You can add it to your DVD queue and it'll stay there.
Yeah.
And like if the DVD is not available, it'll be at the bottom with all the other DVDs that aren't available, but it is available in some Netflix way.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Dersu Uzala, which is like the Russian film Akira Kurosawa made, which is an amazing film actually. But it's really rare here. It was released on DVD once by a company called Kino, and because the DVD is so rare and it was an early DVD, like there's one copy just in Netflix somewhere, and I finally got a hold of it after it being in my queue for like a year.
Wow.
And I had it at the top.
The whole
Because
time?
like there's different shipping facilities for Netflix, so it'll tell you when they have a DVD, it'll be on the site, but it will give you an option to like save it until it gets to a Netflix near you, basically. So
Yeah, it's too bad. It's too bad Redbox doesn't do more older stuff. I know occasionally they will. They'll bring like, oh hey, here's this classic movie. It's great. But it's like 2 or 3. And it pisses me off because whenever those come in, they're always gone.
yeah.
I can't remember what it was I was trying to go get. It was something that I really loved from like the 80s or 90s. And I went to like
It was
10
in
different...
Redbox?
Yeah.
Was there like a sequel for it coming out? That's what they usually do is they like if a new Batman movie is coming out, then they'll put all the other old Batman movies in their Redbox.
It might have been something like that. But I noticed that it was on there, and I was like, oh, sweet, I'm going to try to go find that. And, like, none of them had it. That's why they had, like, one DVD in each thing. And they're like, all right, good luck. And those are brutal, too, for the same reason, because people will get it in one and then just kind of deposit it wherever.
Yeah,
so they kind of work their way around.
I get what you're saying.
I bet you there's, like, 80 copies of one movie in one of them, and then, like, none everywhere else in the county.
So let's talk about Cody and his girlfriend for just 1 second here.
Okay.
This is going to turn out to be the biggest drama of all time. I'm pretty sure. Like, I can feel it in my bones that this is going to happen. Sarah is Mormon. Or at least was before she met Cody.
I mean, she wasn't too...
Anyway, we moved out, and Cody and his girlfriend have been fornicating for months. I know because I get to hear it all the time. At least at the old place. This new place, though, has thicker walls, which I am very, very grateful for. Anyway, we move out, and the night of, everybody's packing away their stuff. I think it was like the second night. This is the night I noticed. Everybody's stuff was packed away. And then Sarah had to do an assignment. We watched Big Hero 6 while she was doing an assignment, which was a pretty good movie.
Oh, you watched it then?
Yeah, I did watch it.
Nice.
It's not better than Princess Kaguya. Not even in the same ballpark. I have no idea why it won the Oscar. It pisses me off.
Because it's probably a really good Disney movie. Or Pixar.
It's a good one. I gave it, I'm thinking like somewhere between 4.5, 4 stars out of 5. Like, it's really well made, but there's some like... It skips over some emotional cues, I think, and maybe it moves too fast. It kind of had the same problem with Brave, where I felt like I watched half a movie.
Yeah.
Or it's like a super short, super quick paced movie. And I don't really care for that. I think a movie should take its time a little bit more. I mean, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, she is doing an assignment, and then suddenly she backs up her stuff, and then she just leaves. And I'm like, Cody, where's she going? And he's like, home. And I thought she had moved out. And I'm like, well, she's paying 1/3 of the rent. I think, and I'm just confused. I'm like, what do you mean home? Why is she going home? And he's like, her parents don't technically know that she is going to live here. And it was right then that the warning signs lit off in my head, and it turns out they have no idea they've been fornicating this whole entire time. Sarah was or is Mormon, and her family is still Mormon, and they're not going to be happy that she is moving out.
With Cody,
who apparently Cody says that her family really likes him, which Cody is like, oh, they'll be fine with it because they really like me. But Sarah's not going to tell him until she gets this new job or whatever that's down here. And all I could think was like, oh, you have no idea, Cody. It just takes the taking of one's virginity to go from, hey, we like your boyfriend, to we despise your boyfriend.
Yeah, which
I don't think he realizes that.
Yeah,
I don't think
not.
he realizes what he's doing. It is so dumb what he's doing.
And the thing is honestly, in other areas of the country, it's not that big of a deal. But the thing is Cody lives here. He knows how it is. He knows what's going to happen with this. It's not like he's some outsider that just got some, really LDS chick to go with him and kind of abandon certain morals of the religion. He's something that he knows. It's not going to go over very well.
No, it's not. He every time I bring it up, he's like, nah, yeah, I don't know. But it's obvious to me, oh man, it's gonna be atrocious, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's gonna be some fight in my freaking living room. Your mother's gonna be trying to drag her out of the house.
Yeah, which is madness, because, and that's the reason why it's not a big deal in other parts as much. I mean, you've always got the the generic angry dad who's like, no, I had sex with 1 million people when I was your age, but you can't. And then in that case, I'm like, man, what are you talking about? This is what happens. But here, it's like, I'm almost confused. Yeah, they didn't. They probably got married, then went at it, then had Sarah and whoever, God knows how many other kids, and that's the way they did it. So it's not something that they can just oh, you're right, I did this too. It's like, no. You're scum, Cody.
He is, honestly. He's taken this innocent girl. He had sex with her many, many times, loudly.
Yeah, we've heard it all.
Yeah, I had guests over, and they were just going at it, and they were, oh my gosh, I was sick at that point. Maybe they deserve all this. What's going to happen, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, man... Yeah, he's done a terrible thing.
I don't know. I don't think it's really that big of a deal, honestly.
Well, she's also to blame though for not telling her parents.
Yeah,
she should be telling her parents right about now. Hey, look, I'm not going to follow the religion. Start softening the blow before that one day where she's like, "Oh yeah, I've been fucking Cody this whole time, and I'm gonna go and live with him."
Yeah. Explicit.
Yeah, I only said it once.
True.
Anyway, that day that she tells him, it's not like she told him, there's no warm up to this. I mean, she's not going to tell him she was having sex with him, but that will come up in a big fight. I guarantee it. And she's just going to, out of the blue, go, hey, so moving out.
I did that to my grandparents.
Did you?
Yeah, they were. I think my grandma cried when I told her I was moving out. I'm like,
yeah,
Grandma.
But you didn't tell her you were moving out with Liz.
That's true, because I wasn't.
No, you were moving out with other dudes, and it would be fine if Sarah was like, "Hey, I'm going to student housing."
Yeah, well, it would be more fine, at the very least. I mean,
it would be. Well, I don't know. My family, it's not a big deal to move out.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, certain cultures it is, but Sarah's
white,
here. So
Sarah is from around here, and it's fine to move out as long as it's to college with separate dorms and
Yeah. Which is kind of weird, honestly. It's like, I don't know, there's like some stigma that if you're out past a certain time, you must be having sex. Like, sex time is from 11 at night to like 6 a.m. Like, any other time you can't. They're like, be home by 11. I'm like, okay, you know what? I could do anything in between now of 5:30 and 11. After 11, honestly, I could do the same shit except for what's closed. So I've never understood that either.
Well, there's just not as much to do around there.
That's true. Maybe that's why. Is because they're like after 11. Then
After 11, there's less date activities and more date activities. Fornication activity. No, there's actual teachings. I don't know how much you attend at church, Caleb, but there's church leaders talking about, they recommend not going out past midnight.
I went for a while, man. I was like the deacon and teachers quorum president.
I was
there for a long time. They wanted me to, but I told them no.
You told them no on the priest?
It was awesome. Yeah. No, because I'd like stopped going, and one of my buddies, Hayden, actually the guy I moved out with, he and a bunch of the other dudes came over, and they're like, hey, because I hadn't been going, and my mom's like, all right, fine, do what you want. I'm like, sweet. So I just stopped. And they came over, and it'd been like a month since I'd gone, and they're like, hey, we want to ask you something. I'm like, all right, what's up? And they're like, hey, we want you to be our priest's quorum president. I'm like, oh. I'm like, I'm okay. I don't really go anymore. And they're like, yeah, I mean, you could start. I'm like, no, I think I'm done. And like they like didn't know how to take it. I don't know if they've ever been denied. I'm like, nah. You can have your power.
Well, if they've been on a mission, they've been denied before.
True. Well, we were only kids, though.
Yeah, maybe.
I was like 16. But that was when I kind of fell away.
All right.
But, yeah, I don't remember hearing anything about that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was part of
It does kind of make some sense, but
part
still,
of the For the Strength of Youth manual, which you get.
Oh, yeah.
I had the dating guidelines, they recommend. It's really not a commandment.
No.
But people treat it that way.
Most things aren't, honestly. They're just words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom. We recommend strongly that you don't.
Yeah.
Words of wisdom, well, we can talk about that in a second if you want. But, yeah, there's the don't date till you're 16, I think.
Oh, I remember the 16 part.
Go on group dates until... it didn't say until when, but you assume until after your mission. And you're coming back home, and you can go on single dates with the ladies for at least 3 weeks before you ask them to marry.
Yeah, is that what's in there?
No, that's not in there.
Oh, okay.
And you know what? I don't think they recommend getting married that quickly either.
Well, the problem is, and I don't know, I get flack for this sometimes, but I think honestly it's because they want to have sex. So they get married.
Oh, it is.
And it's sad. Honestly, it really is, because then I see these people
their marriages last 10% longer than the rest of the country.
That's because they have an anointment with God to keep it. It's like a sin. It's a crime to get divorced. I see plenty of people that are unhappy. Although I see plenty of people outside of the religion that are unhappy too. So maybe they're just like...
Yeah, it's not the religious people are generally happy.
But the problem is the problem with it is they end up getting married too young. Like what I could have possibly done, and it would have been crappy.
Yeah. And me too.
Yeah, I mean,
I would have gotten married earlier than you.
And how different are you now from then?
Very.
So yeah, that's the problem. Is we're like still kids, and when they do that, and then they grow older, they grow.
And it was because of the Mormon thing. We wanted to have sex.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had it anyway, but.
No, it's not everybody. It's just that is, I think, part of the reason why, because people get married so young, and I'm like, man, you got so much life ahead of you. It seems weird to me, but.
Yeah, I think what's the age that's recommended just by statistical analysis? It's like men 29, women 27 to get married. And that's like the years that last the longest. If you get married around then, they last longer. Mm-hmm. And second marriages last longer than first marriages on average. That's also something in there. But yeah, I think Mormon divorce rates are about 10% less than the rest of the country.
I could see
which
that.
is about half. So divorce rates is about 50%. So
are you serious?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. So you're
ridiculous.
basically flipping a coin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But it like as you get younger, it just like it multiplies.
yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's probably going to be a giant shit fest when that happens.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be terrible, and I'm sure it's either gonna be one thing. It's gonna be one thing or the other. And as far as how I am connected with all this, either there's going to be, which this is the most likely to happen. They'd have the fight over there, and then Sarah comes over, and she's disowned by her family basically. For at least a little while. I mean, no one ever disowns them for permanently in this culture.
Hopefully not.
She's disowned by her family for a couple weeks, and she comes over after the big fight. She's crying like crazy, and of course, I'm in the living room playing video games, and then she just comes over and she's like, and then Cody's holding her, and I'm awkwardly there. That's one situation I don't want to be in, which is a horrible situation to be in, by the way.
Well, the problem is she probably, I hate to say this, but she probably cries the same way she laughs. So you're probably going to just like be chuckling, look over and be like, oh God, oh, you're crying.
She has this really squeaky thing going on. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah.
So that's one situation. The other situation is her mom like follows her to the house to try to get her out of the apartment. And of course, I'm home.
What about her dad? Like, are they?
Her parents are getting a divorce right now. Speaking of divorces, so I think her dad. I'm not sure what happened. They're calling her dad a douchebag though, so I'm assuming he cheated.
Probably.
Usually, or he beat someone, but I kind of doubt that one because Cody would probably like do his 8-man thing and go after him with a shotgun, but. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the dad. I know there's another fear of the dad coming over, like drunk.
And thinking it's you.
And like thinking I'm Cody.
Yeah, I am tired of taking the fall for crap like that, so I'm glad he lives with you now.
It's like, what the hell? No.
Dude, are you serious? Have you seen her? Oh.
So yeah, I'm scared to death of all that. What was I going to talk about? Something about Mormonism.
The words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom. Okay. So for you guys out there, this is pretty much, I'm pretty sure 100% of our audience is not Mormon. So I'm going to do some educationing, which sometimes I have to do for you too, because I stayed in the church for longer, so I know more things. But anyway, the words of wisdom, I think, were brought about by Joseph Smith on the request of his wife back in the 1830s or 40s.
Yep.
Somewhere around there. And the fact was that they used to have meeting rooms, the early Mormon church. They used to meet upstairs, and there'd be like tobacco coming down from the ceiling because people would spit their tobacco out.
Right, and they'd be drinking.
And Emma Smith was not happy about this, and they would be drinking. And
she probably cut him off, so he's like, hey, I got to do something about this now.
Anyway, Emma Smith inquired to her husband, as far as we know. I'm sure there's some non-Mormon beliefs surrounding this, but this is the Mormon.
Honestly, this one sounds like a non... Because of everything that happened with her afterwards.
Well,
you'd think they'd be like, no, it was all him.
Anyway. She, asked him, that they stop behaving that way, stop being so nasty and messy and stuff like that. Because the early Mormon, the early Mormons were just like everyone else. They smoked, they drank, they did all that.
That was the thing.
And honestly, they did it for a while. And then Joseph Smith, this is what they teach. That he prayed about it. He got and then he got a revelation from God that of like, a certain way to live life cleanly or healthily, I guess you could also look at it that way. And so he laid down just these general words of wisdom as far as what you should eat, what you should put into your bodies, and so that included no hot drinks, which they now see as coffee and tea, because that's what it was back then. A hot drink meant coffee or tea. No alcohol, tobacco and alcohol only to be used as medicine for medicinal purposes and stuff like that. So basically, that's why they're like, oh, he's Mormon, he doesn't do this, he doesn't drink coffee, he doesn't. Some Mormons don't drink anything with caffeine in it because that's how they see it. But it wasn't church doctrine. It wasn't something that you had to do until I think Lorenzo Snow, and I think that was the 1920s when that became like, okay, you need to live by the word of wisdom in order to go to the temple, because you have to be living a certain way in order to go to the temple.
Yeah, I mean, everybody lies on their temple recommends, but you're supposed to do certain things. No, but the interesting thing about the caffeine...
It's not till the 1920s, though.
The interesting thing about the caffeine, and it always makes me mad, is when they're like, oh, I don't drink coffee, and they've got like 4 rock stars. I'm like, why not? And they're like, oh, it's against my religion. I'm like, that is going to blow your heart up. Like, that has like 10 times more caffeine in it than this, and you know what this is? This is decent for you, as long as you don't have a ton of it. Those friggin' energy drinks, there's like no benefit. I'm like, God!
Well, there's hypertension and weight gain that are also connected to coffee, so it makes sense. Like,
I guess.
If you honestly live by the word of wisdom, it's gonna help more than it hurts.
Well, I know, and that's
in fact, it won't hurt at all. It'll just help.
Well, unless you're sleepy. But yeah, I mean, not smoking, not drinking, that stuff obviously is good for you.
Yeah, it's
good to not do. I mean, I'm not saying all of it's dumb. It's just certain parts of it are like, yeah.
We
know more now.
It said, as far as meat is concerned, I think it said eat sparingly. So people, of course, they decide what that means.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing. They won't drink coffee, but then another one of the words, like, Caleb Craig's family, they eat meat like it's going out of friggin' style.
Yeah, but Caleb's Craig family also has other problems.
Yeah, I know, but why pick and choose? Just... I don't know. It just seems dumb. They're like, no, we can't do this, but we can eat a ton of meat.
Yeah. Well, what I've seen is that the really strict Mormon families, my family wasn't. I mean, we drank Coke.
Oh man, you're
the
intense.
Really strict Mormon families won't drink anything caffeinated at all, which is why like our Barks root beer doesn't have caffeine in it around here, because people won't buy it.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That's because somebody told me that about Sunkist, and I was like, really?
Sunkist does have caffeine.
And then they turned it around. They're like, yeah, it's bottled here. And I'm like, see that third ingredient there? It's caffeine. They're not going to change it. Sorry.
No, there's a root beer. It might not be Barks. It might be like Mug or something like that.
We'll have to look into that.
Where
there is caffeine-free Mug. I know that.
Yeah, it's where like you can only get caffeine-free here in Utah.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Or at least in Utah Valley and Salt Lake.
Yeah, it makes sense to market it that way. From a company standpoint.
Yeah, it does make sense to do that, but that's why.
Yeah.
It's because there's a large percentage of the population around here that just won't drink it.
And
there's no caffeinated beverages sold at BYU.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I don't really think it's because it's church policy. I think it's because people get offended and be like, what the crap? If they put out caffeinated drinks.
Maybe, I don't know. It might just be not worth it because people are going to BYU and they have to live by a certain standard and they won't buy it.
Yeah.
So which is fine.
You can't have a beard at BYU.
It shouldn't. Oh, dude, I was mad because they were telling me when I was doing that math thing that I never finished with UVU, the ology stuff.
Oh yeah.
They told me that the final was at BYU and I was gonna have to be dressed by their standards, and I was like, nope.
What, are you gonna go in with your shirt off?
No,
their
like,
standards aren't that hard. You just have to shave.
I don't want to shave
and wear a shirt and pants.
I was like, what? This is like, it said not connected.
It's like, I really wanted to wear a bikini during my test.
I wanted that banana hammock. Are you really gonna deny me that? Really?
See, I think you're just being picky in that situation.
I just think they're being pussies in that situation.
Yeah.
They have a statue of the man who founded it, quote unquote,
He's got a big beard.
He's got a giant beard. What are they do? They should go out there with some, metal hedge clippers and just like Just grind the damn
on
thing
Brigham
off.
Young's face.
Yeah. I don't want to hear nothing about no beard. No beard from those people.
You know, I knew this. There was this teacher that was working part-time at my job, and he was a history teacher. He would teach history of Utah, and that would be like the most controversial subject is Brigham Young coming into the valley and naming himself governor of the territory.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like the most controversial thing for him to teach.
Really?
Yeah, and it really, the thing is, you know, there's two ways to look at that, and I would look at it a certain way when I was practicing the religion. Was, you know, they would do things in their personal life that had nothing to do with the church, and people should not probably take it that way. So yeah, Brigham Young probably shouldn't have named himself governor. It wasn't his right to do that. At the same time, though, you know, he was a pretty good church leader at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, take it how you will, I guess, if you're Mormon.
Well, they actually founded the U of U.
Yeah.
It wasn't even BYU. They just
He
named
did.
that one
He
after.
founded University of Utah. That's right. And I think Las Vegas was a Mormon settlement.
I think so.
There's
yeah.
still a lot of LDS people in Las Vegas. So
There's a lot of mob activity for a while too.
I don't think they were that connected.
I don't think so either.
Something just tells me that's, you know, I don't know. It does really bug me though that people who didn't grow up in the church, they look at it as some giant conspiracy, and perhaps it could be, but it's not. The people aren't like conspiring in any sort of way. Not the followers of the religion.
No, I mean there's always
That really pisses me off.
there's always weird stuff with
You know that the
anything.
Mormons, they're all really Satan worshipers in the temple and stuff like that. No. Doesn't
Yeah.
work that way.
I mean it is weird. Honestly, I'll be honest. It is. There's some strange stuff that I'm like, what the.
There is some weird
But
stuff.
there's always weird stuff. So I mean, it's whatever. It's just we have to live in it. So it's sometimes it's more annoying than it could be.
Maybe. Yeah, but it's like, you know, thinking that Mitt Romney believes that he could have a planet when he's done with all that stuff. You know, when he's dead, I should say.
Yeah, it shouldn't matter what he.
It shouldn't really matter. Like, why? Like, I mean, there's plenty of reasons not to like Mitt Romney, but like that reason, his religion, I don't think should even be a part of it. I don't think it should be a part of the conversation. I know.
No.
I know Bill Maher may disagree, and I like Bill Maher for many things, but I don't think he's right about that point.
No, and I mean I could see where it can create some maybe conflict of interest, but at that point everything should be aside.
The only conflict of interest is that if someone were to bring up a prohibition law again, then Mitt Romney would be all for it.
You think so?
Yeah. Because, you know, it would be with the word of wisdom.
Yeah.
Like, that would be the only thing, because...
The problem with that is the economy would suffer. And that's the problem I have with Utah as a whole, is because they're all about the free market and all about the everything should just be up to the market. And yet they bought up all the liquor stores. It's basically, you can't have your own liquor store. It's all state liquor stores.
Mm-hmm.
All the prices are the same. That stagnates competition because you can't have any. All the hours are the same, so they regulated the hell out of that. And there's no gambling allowed. You know, we can't have scratch-off tickets, which I wouldn't buy, but plenty of people do.
Lots of states don't do that.
No, actually, not very many do have a full gambling ban. It's here in Hawaii. And you know what Hawaii is? It's like Utah 2.0.
No, it's not.
There's a lot of LDS people on
I know there's a lot over there, but I don't...
It's not quite like this,
No.
though. No, but... and it's just weird to me that they're so free market until it comes to something that is against their religion, and then they're like, no one should have it. We shouldn't even have the option. And then the argument I always get is like, well, just buy it on Saturday. I'm like, how about I buy it when I want, and you guys don't buy it at all because you're against it every day of the week.
Not just on Sunday?
Yeah, and that's what makes it weird. And I
yeah,
can't even buy cooking.
Provo had a ban on alcoholic beverages. You couldn't buy them on Sunday, so you'd have to go to Springville to buy alcohol on Sunday.
And even cooking alcohol. Like you couldn't buy cooking.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. On Sunday, you couldn't for a long time.
I guess, yeah.
It's still
It
technically
makes sense.
alcohol, but I'm like, man, it's just really
They
weird.
lifted it though. It's not there anymore.
They did.
You can buy it on
the gambling thing still pisses me off.
as of like 2 years ago.
The gambling thing still pisses me off because they're the same people that are against criminalizing a lot of stuff, and yet they criminalize gambling, something that's like...
Honestly, though, if we got rid of gambling, we'd destroy Nevada's economy.
I don't know about that. I don't think it would be...
There's a lot of people coming from here over there.
I know, but I still think we would. I don't think we'd have tons of casinos opening up in Utah. And that would make there would be competition between it. It would be good.
No, we don't even have casinos in our Indian reservations. So Utah's pretty darn strict when it comes to that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Of course, it's against the church to go gambling too. So you got 70% of the population would not go gambling.
Yeah. So at the same time, I see where they wouldn't. Although with that, there's plenty of people. I guarantee more than 70% of the people, have a drink now and again. Not everyone. So? I would say so, probably.
I think that's the one thing that they're like hardly anyone ever screws up on.
I don't know.
I think some people drink decaf coffee and like say it's okay.
Honestly,
they'll drink their rock stars or whatever. And
Liz's grandparents drank decaf.
Yeah, do they?
And the reason why is because for years they drank coffee in the morning and they just like to have a hot drink, a warm drink to wake up to, I guess. A hot drink, yeah.
Yeah.
They're not Mormon though.
Oh, okay.
They're not anymore, at least.
Well, no, I had neighbors that would they convinced themselves that, decaf coffee wasn't coffee.
It isn't technically. It's water filtered through crushed beans, for God's sake. I mean, come on.
Yeah. So, yeah, they used to do that kind of crap.
But yeah, there's good stuff with any of it. I mean, a beer a day is really good for your heart, apparently.
A beer a day?
Yeah. One. But the problem with me is I had like 9 yesterday, so I don't think that's quite so good for my heart. But so, I mean, I don't know. All things in moderation, really, is what they're kind of going for, except for the one things that, for the most part, they are bad.
They ban.
So, yeah. And
no illicit drugs. But that's not spelled out in the Word of Wisdom. That's spelled out because they believe in upholding the law. So
yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good.
No smoking weed if you're Mormon.
Yeah, for now. They'll conform once it becomes legal, though.
I don't know what Colorado Mormons do. There's a lot in Colorado, so who knows.
Well, that's the thing, is people are under this impression that, if it's legal, everyone's going to do it. I'm like, no, not really. I still don't give a shit. Because once it's legal, people are going to start selling it in stores, and it's going to not be
There is
cheap.
someone who's smoking weed every night at my apartment complex. I smell it every time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sure they don't just have
this
like
brand new place, and they're just like stinking it up.
You sure they don't
like,
just
we
have
want
like
this place to smell like skunk. Either that or a skunk just like comes out at night at my place.
Well, maybe they have a pet skunk and they're trying to like train it to not spray. But they're doing a really poor job.
Maybe. Because remember, I moved in and I was like, dude, my room smells like pot.
Yeah.
But last night, I smelled it when I was just like coming back from dropping you off. And I was like, someone's smoking pot outside and it's getting in my room. That's how it's happening.
That's annoying.
Yeah.
It smells horrible.
Yeah, there's no street lights, so I can't see shit.
Just look for the tiny little ember.
Yeah, look at what. So I'm ready to be like, hey, I'm going to call the cops on you because I'm sick of that smell, honestly. It's not because I care.
Yeah. No, it's interesting, though, living here. And I mean, we'll have to see how that goes with our buddy. See how intense it can become.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. So, are you gonna do my challenge?
Yeah, I think that would be a good.
I give you a buck. What was it? $1.20.
Yeah.
For every pound you lose, and for every pound I lose, you give me $1.
We could do that.
Okay. So, how are you planning on doing that?
Reverting back to what I was doing the week before this last one, working out daily. Hopefully I won't get so sore that I can't work, can't move, really.
That happened this week.
Yeah, Monday. It was bad. Okay. Also, I've been having a lot of trouble sleeping, which is part of it. And then like I didn't sleep for all of the week, and I ran and did all this working out throughout the week. And then Saturday I played basketball like intensely for hours. And then Monday came and I was just, I don't know, man. I was like wrecked. Every muscle was just super sore, and I didn't get any sleep because I kept waking up because I was sore. So hopefully I'm a little more conditioned now, and that doesn't happen.
Man.
We'll see. What about you? Are you just gonna go back to Atkins?
Going back to Atkins, yeah. I'm not going to be playing basketball tonight, though.
What?
Yeah.
Why not?
Because I got a friend, and I think at about 5 o'clock we're going out and taking pictures, but I don't have my phone on me. So I couldn't, like, go and then, like, check. I have no idea what time, because we were going to go up to the zoo right at 2 and take pictures of the animals. He's still going to do that, but we're going to do some photography after that, or hang out. Not sure what we're doing.
All right.
It's his deal, so I'm just going with him. So yeah, that's with me. I'm just gonna do Adkins.
All right.
Have we figured out an ending to this show yet?
No. Someone did suggest they really like the Enjoy the Blank,
Gammon Stark suggested that.
which I do too, but it's coming up with
We
something.
should have checked to see if we had any questions for this show, but we're getting a little long, so we'll check next week.
All right.
Just like our other shows, we're gonna have a question segment. You can give us a question about anything, and you can give us a question about anything on Ultimate Final Fantasy too. But people generally don't care about us; they care about the games. So
yeah, as we've seen with the turnover from the other shows.
yeah, we know the percentage.
Yeah, it's small.
Anyway, you can ask us a question about anything you want, except for where we work.
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
We won't talk about that.
Much a shame.
Or where we live.
Yeah, only one person knows that, so I like to keep it that way. At least might know somewhere that I'm affiliated with, at the very least.
Well, we're in Provo. Now I'm in Vineyard. We know that.
Yeah, that's good enough.
All right. Okay. We'll see you guys next week. Enjoy
The ketosis.
Enjoy the
Enjoy the fat.
Enjoy the fat.
Yeah.
Nice. Enjoy the fat.
Yeah, the fat. PHAT.